Okay, good morning, learners. You remember in our last session, we discussed how important it is that companies calculate the salaries of their employees accurately. So in today's lesson, I'm going to teach you step by step how to prepare an accurate salaries journal. Now, please look at the question on the salaries journal and the salary journal template that I've given you so that we can begin class activity. Okay, so this is the question and you've got your calculators out. You'll see that the main entries in the salary journal are the employee's name, the gross salary, which is made up of the basic salary and the bonuses, the deductions, the net salary, and the employer contributions. I'll now use the information given in the question to demonstrate to you step by step how to prepare the salary journal for these three employees. I'll first do the entries for L. Linden, and when I'm done, you will complete the entries for these other two employees. So let's begin. I first enter the employee's name in the journal. So we've got that, that's L. Linden. Then we're going to write here the salary journal of ZZ Traders. Then I calculate L. Linden's gross salary, which is the basic salary per month plus any bonuses received for the month. Right, so we are told in this question that the gross salary is 136,800 per annum. So you need to divide his gross salary over 12 months, which is 136,800 divided by 12, which is equal to 11,400. A common mistake made by learners is that they forget to divide the annual salary over 12 months. So you need to be alert to that. The next thing I do is to check if there were any bonuses received. In this question, there were no bonuses received. So under the bonus column, you put a dash to show that there were no bonuses received. Since there are no bonuses received, the gross salary will be equal to the basic salary. So under the gross salary column, I'll enter 11,400. The next thing I do is to enter the various deductions under the deduction column. You must be alert in this step because deduction amounts may not be given straightforward. You will be expected to do these further calculations to find the actual total deductions before putting it in the journal. So let's look at this question again. The pension fund is 5% of the gross salary. So to calculate that, you're going to say 11,400 times 5%, which is equal to 570 Rand. Then pay as you earn is 36% of the gross salary after the pension fund has been calculated. This is a bit tricky because I must first calculate the gross salary minus the pension, which is 11,400 minus 570 Rand, which is equal to 10,830 Rand. You're going to times that by 36%, which is equal to 3,898 Rand 80 cents. Okay, then the medical aid is 1,930 Rand. So it's 1,930 Rand here. The UIF is 1% of 11,400, so that's 114 Rand. You're going to add all of these up. There are four figures here, and you'll get the total deductions of 6,512 Rand 80 cents. Now the next step is to calculate the net salary. So this step is easy. All you need to do is take the gross salary minus the total deductions, which is equal to 4,887 Rand 20 cents. Okay, so we've got the net salary. Now we're going to calculate the employee's contribution. We are told that the pension fund, which is here, is on a Rand for Rand basis. This means for every Rand of that the employee contributes, the employer will contribute the same amount, so which is 5% of the gross salary. So we know that it's 570 rand because we've calculated it here. Then the medical aid is 50% of the employee's contribution to the maximum of 900 rand. So 50% times 1,900 rand is 950, but it's capped, so it will be 900 rand here. Right, the UIF we know is 114 rand, and the SDL, which is a skill development levy, is 1% of the gross salary, which is also equal to 114. The total employer's contribution is equal to, you're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4 figures, and you're going to get 1,698 rand. Okay, so now you can see that I've completed the employer's contribution section, right? And I've completed the salary journal for L. Linton, this whole column here, row here. So now you'll get the opportunity to do the net salary for the other two employees. I'm confident you can manage this task, so you can please begin.